Hey, what's going on, guys? Back again with another one talking about money, success, life, all that good stuff, right? So just left the gym again, and I came out here because I was thinking about this. I got another download after the gym. I always get these downloads at the gym, man. I'm telling you, man, if y'all not going to the gym, it makes your mind sharper and clearer. You can just have these downloads and about life and stuff. Anyway, I wanted to just jump on here and talk about how, our entire life is an illusion. This entire world is an illusion, right? I want to tie this into money. When it comes to this world being an illusion, one of the biggest illusions or misconceptions people have is taxes, right? And paying taxes. And, money in itself is not real, right? So I'm going to dive deeper into that. But when you understand that money isn't real, then you start to ask the question of why we pay taxes. And then you realize once you go down that rabbit hole, it's just to keep you a slave. Right? The entire system is designed to keep you a slave. And this is why so many rich people, they spend so spend so much money trying to figure out how to get out of paying taxes, because all it is just it's an illusion to keep you locked down. It is an illusion to keep you a slave on the hamster wheel, right? And I remember, now never do this, right? I remember I got in this back and forth with this guy online. Again, never go back and forth with somebody online. If you want to try to explain somebody, do it in person, but never go back and forth. But we were going back and forth about taxes, and Florida was talking about taking away property taxes, and the guy was saying, who's going to pay for the roads? Who's going to pay for the police? And I'm like, well, it's all fake anyway, right? Your taxes are just there to make you a slave. And he just didn't understand. He was like, well, on this official document that I get, I pay my property taxes and my taxes go to this, this, and this. And I'm like, but did you actually put the money there yourself? No. Did you actually see the government or the state sending the money to these places? No. I'm like, but if the government just prints money out of thin air, right? If they just add more digits to the balance sheet, then why don't they just pay for that and pay for the police department or pay for the roads? Why does that have to come out of your money, which is already taxed as soon as you get it? Again, it's just to make you a slave. It's just to keep the narrative going, right? We need to keep the slaves asleep. So, they think that the system is working. They think that what they're doing is benefiting the system, when all it does is just keep you a slave. And rich people, they understand this, and this is why they spend so much time trying to figure out how to get out of paying taxes, because they know it's fake. It's not real. Taxes are not real. And, and this is why when you go down these money rabbit holes, you realize that all the rich people at the top, they try to live life as free as possible by making everything a business expense. So, example of this, if they want to go on a trip, let's just say they want to go on a vacation to like LA or San Diego, they'll try to figure out how they can do business out in San Diego or out in LA, and they'll take their family with them, they'll take their wife, their girl with them, and they're like, okay, so we can do some business out in LA, now we can just put it all under the business. The flights are paid for, the hotel is paid for, the food is paid for, and all we got to do is go to this 2-hour business meeting, and then I get to enjoy the rest of LA. I get to enjoy the first class flights. I get to enjoy the hotel room and the nice food, and then we just write it off as a business expense, and we don't have to pay taxes on it. And this is how they're all trying to live at the top, because again, taxes are an illusion. They're not real. Another one, it's crazy when you understand this and it makes you want to jump to the other side. I remember I watched this podcast with Brandon Carter. Shout out to him down in Miami. He was interviewing this one guy, and the guy was saying how he has this yacht and he makes $1 million a month doing Section 8 real estate. And he has this mega yacht, and all he has to do is go out on the yacht for 2 hours, shoot a podcast, and then for the rest of the day, the yacht is his. And he doesn't pay no taxes on it. It's just pretty much just his for free. And it's just like, man, this is how these people are living at the top, because they understand the game, they understand the illusion, and they're out, man. It's so crazy, the illusion of money and taxes, and how the average person doesn't understand. They don't know about this stuff. Again, going back to that guy online, the conversation kind of ended off with, he was like, oh, I think we're just talking about different things. I think, we're talking apples and oranges. We're not talking about the same thing. And I'm like, no, we are talking about the same thing. You're just trapped in the pod. You're trapped in the matrix and believe that your taxes actually go to something that is a benefit when it's really not. And when you learn this stuff, it's funny, when you learn this stuff and you realize it and you take it in, you just breathe deeply and you're like, okay, cool. Like, I understand now. How do we get out? And most people, when they do learn this stuff, they become Neo in the Matrix. You know, when Morpheus is telling him, you know, about how the system works, and they're in that white room with the TV, and then Neo's like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Let me out. Let me out. And then they just throw up. That's the average person. When they stop believing the system, when they stop believing the game, when they realize what it is, they can't handle it. But yeah, man, like, I just want to get on here and just talk about, you know, money and freedom and the illusion. It's so crazy that, you know, money is so important to our lives, but the system is designed to keep everybody asleep and believing in the narrative. It's just a narrative. It's just shaping the minds of the humans. How can we collectively make them believe a narrative? Make them believe that what they're doing is the right thing. Again, going back to paying taxes. If we just send them an official document from the state saying this is what their money is going to, they'll believe it. And it's not real. It's an illusion. It's just a narrative. It's just something to keep the slaves working, asleep, keep them on the hamster wheels. Yeah, man, it's crazy when you wake up to this stuff. You're like, yo, I gotta get out. I gotta get to the other side. You gotta try to figure out how to live life free. Yeah, man, life is better when you learn this information and you don't let it make you sick. When you learn about the Matrix, about the illusion, about the narrative, you use it. You learn to live within it, you know, try to live your life as best you can and as free as possible, and try to get out. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I just, again, you know, with this channel, I'm trying to wake everybody up. I want to try to wake as many people up as possible, to try and get to the other side. And you know, so many people are struggling and believing in the narrative, believing in the illusion. But once you wake up to that illusion, it's a lot easier to break out, right? Yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one right there. I'm gonna get up out of here for the day. All right, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're still around, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.